If you are a driven and determined, compassionate, caring career man or woman who wants to make a difference in the world, who wants to achieve peace and abundance and success, whether it's in your personal or professional life, but you really struggle to make empowered decisions, then this video is for you. It's for you particularly if you tend to take on more work projects, even when your plate is full. It's for you if you struggle to prioritize yourself, whether it's in your personal or professional life, because you struggle with people pleasing and the need to please your colleagues or your family or your friends. It's for you if you tend to forego or miss out on growth opportunities because you are afraid of leaving your comfort zone. And it's also for you if you really just hold yourself back from doing what you truly want to do because you feel like it may be at the expense of other people. And if these are your challenges, I want you to know that it's not because you are weak, it's not because you are inadequate, it's because you haven't yet built the identity and developed the skill set of making empowered decisions. And there really is one reason behind this, and I'm going to share it with you in today's video. But before I do, if you are new to me, my name is Cheryl. I am an ex-chartered accountant and an ex-corporate leader, and I'm a coach for driven, purpose-led, compassionate men and women who know that they are meant for more success and accomplishment in their career, more impact in their life, more connection and understanding in their relationship, more relationships, more peace, more fun, more excitement, more joy, more fulfillment, but who are tired of shrinking themselves, doubting their self-worth, lacking confidence, and struggling with emotional overwhelm. And so if this sounds like you, what I help you to do is I help you to build an empowered and esteemed relationship with yourself so that you can become the strong, internally secure, confident person that you know you are meant to be without changing who you are. So you may be wondering, what exactly is an empowered decision? An empowered decision is the kind of decision that leaves you feeling internally and mentally at peace. It leaves you feeling confident. It's the kind of decision where you know that you are proud to have made that decision, where you feel like you are aligned with who you are, with what matters to you, and you've taken action in accordance with that. You feel like you've had control and influence over the action that you want to take and the decision that you want to make. Now, if you are like any of my clients who are driven and determined and ambitious and caring and who want to lead a life of purpose, then making decisions can be anything but simple. And this is because you may have high standards for yourself. You may hold yourself to a standard of excellence, but when it comes to making decisions that truly matter, you feel anxious and you feel internally conflicted. And so you tend to overthink, you tend to doubt yourself, you tend to shift to the worst case scenario, and there's really one reason for this. And that reason is because you tend to be more concerned with what will happen if you make a bold and unapologetic decision that's aligned with who you are. You are afraid of what people will think of you and how people will perceive you more than you are focused on what you truly want and what truly matters to you. And when you tend to worry more about what people think and what they will say or how you are perceived, it's called looking for external validation, looking for approval from other people for them to feel happy and okay with you in order for you to feel happy and okay with your decision. And if you had to dig beneath the surface, the reasons for your doubt, your overwhelm, your hesitation, the lack of action, and the lack of assertiveness, you'll find that you need other people to validate you, to back you up in your decisions, to feel happy with you, in order for you to make that decision, so that you don't feel wrong, you don't feel inadequate, you don't feel small, embarrassed, or rejected in any way. And so whenever you are making decisions, it's probable that the thought that goes through your mind is, what will people think of me if I make this decision? How will it be received by those people in my life? The truth is that your responsibility is to make decisions that are aligned with your values and with what truly matters to you. And if you're not doing that, if you tend to shift to people pleasing, to worrying about what other people expect, to being impacted by other people's preferences and opinions and what they have to say, you're not fully taking responsibility for your life, okay? And when your decisions are based on this external approval, rather than the alignment to who you truly are, you're no longer in the identity of an empowered person. You're no longer making empowered choices. You've now shifted into fear-based decision making. On the surface, you may not call it fear. You may call it being considerate. You may call it being respectful. A lot of my clients say that they struggle to prioritize themselves and make decisions that are good for them, all in the name of being humble. Now, if you had to go and look up the definition of humble, it means to have a low estimate of your importance, to have a low estimate of your worth. And so with self-esteem, that's what we want to shift out of. We don't want you to sit in the frequency of having a low estimate of your importance and your worth. And when you show up as someone who sees your own worth and sees your own importance and holds yourself in high regard, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be harsh or cut other people off or be selfish or be seen as a person who thinks highly of yourself. You are seen as a person who holds yourself in high regard and holds other people in high regard. And so a lot of this messages and the conditioning that you've received around your decisions and prioritizing other people and putting other people's happiness before you because it's seen as being kind and being considerate and being humble. It's a lot of cultural conditioning that's happened where you've seen your parents or your community or society making certain choices in their life, behaving in certain ways, acting in certain ways that they have deemed the correct way, the acceptable way, the respectable way. And that's why it may feel so internally conflicting for you, because on one hand, you want to make empowered choices that align with your authentic, true self, that allow you to expand and feel free and empowered. And on the other hand, you may be living under this umbrella of cultural and societal conditioning that has told you that you need to stay small and be humble and be considerate towards others in order to be a good person. And so behind the hesitation, behind the lack of action, behind the self-doubt, the confusion, the inner conflict, is this fear. The fear of being rejected, the fear of being judged, the fear of being misunderstood, the fear of people saying, oh, she thinks or he thinks too highly of themselves. Who do they think they are? And so instead of making a decision that you know will move you forward and align you with your values, your needs, your true desires, and what you truly want, your dreams, you end up taking steps backward. So instead of at that moment expanding and standing in your power and taking up space, you end up shrinking. And you don't give yourself the chance to live boldly and to live unapologetically because you're constantly afraid of your external environment and how other people will react and what other people will say, and pleasing other people and meeting other people's expectations. It's not that you don't know what you want. In your heart, you truly know what you want. It's that you are afraid of what will happen if you are to honor yourself and what you want. You're afraid of disappointing other people. You're afraid of letting other people down. You're afraid of how you're going to be perceived as selfish, as too much, as too difficult, as making a big deal out of things, as being unreasonable. And so even though you want to show up confidently and you want to back yourself fully, you end up being left in this constant tug of war between what your heart truly desires and what other people are going to think of you if you go after what your heart truly desires. And so how this leaves you feeling is anxious and uncertain and internally conflicted. And ultimately, what I know bothers you the most is that you are left disappointed in yourself for not showing up in the way that you know you were meant to show up. So I know that what you want is to feel proud of yourself. You want to know that the choices that you are making are choices that you make in your own internal confidence, that they are aligned with your ambitions, your aspirations, your values, and your dreams. Not avoiding people, not avoidance, not people pleasing, definitely not fear. You want to look back and know that the life that you have lived has been based on choices, empowered decisions that you chose from a conscious, confident place, not a life that you settled for. But right now, maybe you are in a space where you don't feel proud of yourself when you are making decisions. You don't feel confident because you keep ignoring your own inner wisdom in order to make other people feel comfortable. Okay? And the truth is, the reason why you don't have this calmness, this peace, this inner sense of ease is because your decisions are always built on this anxiety and people pleasing and the fear of being judged and the fear of being rejected. The underlying message here is that if you want to feel empowered in your life, you have to stop living in the opinions of other people, and you have to start living in alignment with your own opinions and making decisions that are good for you. It's not about being selfish. It's not about being too much. It's not about being rebellious. It's actually about self-leadership. Because think about this. A true leader knows how to lead themselves first. How can you lead a team, make the impact you want to make, lead yourself in your own career, lead yourself in finding relationships that serve you and bring you joy, lead your children, if you can't first lead yourself? It's all about your own inner leadership. And when you connect to yourself and you access your own inner leadership through building your identity and your mindset and your skill set based off the foundation of solid self-esteem, that's when you build real confidence. That's when you have true inner power. And that comes from knowing what you value, what matters to you, what you want most, and having the tools to act on those things without crumbling under fear, under guilt, under judgment. So if you want to go even deeper, I have a video for you that is going to explain exactly what fear-based decisions are and what they look like in real life so that you can become clearer as to whether you are making fear-based decisions in your life. And if that video is available, I will link it. You'll see it on the screen, or I'll link it down below. And you definitely want to go and watch that after this video if you're really resonating with what I am sharing with you here. And so this is the work that I do with my clients. We unpack the layers of self-doubt. We break down the barriers that are holding you back from that true confidence, the true empowerment that you want to feel in your life. We start dissolving the internal noise and the negative self-talk and the self-criticism that comes up, that has been built and developed on years of your own conditioning and cultural and societal messages that you received about what it means to be good and respectable and acceptable. And what we actually do is we start building a relationship with yourself where you can truly trust yourself. And so when you do this, you build the identity and you get the skills to make powerful decisions that are in alignment with who you are, authentically, not out of fear. And so you stop asking, you become the person who stops asking, what do other people think? What will other people say? And you start asking yourself, what do I think? What is good for me? And what aligns with my own truth? That is true to me. Because I know you want peace of mind. I know you want clarity. I know you want confidence. And it doesn't come from fear. It comes when your decisions are rooted in your values, not in other people's comfort. Okay? When your choices reflect self-love, not abandoning yourself and putting yourself last and putting other people's happiness first, even when you know it goes against your own best interests. Okay? So if you are tired of feeling conflicted every time you have to make a choice, if you are done living in the shadow of other people's opinions and preferences and judgments, and you are ready to start making decisions that align with who you truly are, then I would love to guide you through this journey. And if you've been feeling like you've been carrying the weight of it all, and on the outside you're holding it all together, but on the inside you're struggling, then I want to invite you to something special. And it's a 1-hour introductory call with me. And it's not just a chat, but it is a space that is designed to be calm, that is designed to be supportive, where we get to explore your personal, unique circumstances and challenges, where you get to speak openly and vulnerably about what you are going through, what's weighing on you, and what you truly want in your life. And what we'll do is we'll gently uncover the root causes that are behind your stress and the pressure that you're feeling and your self-doubt. And we start to connect the dots between your personality and the emotional patterns that have been coming up for you, and your deepest desires and what you truly want. And what you will leave with is insight. You'll leave with guidance and a clear sense of direction towards the ease and the peace and the confidence and the fulfillment that your heart truly wants. And so if you are ready to start feeling more like yourself again, to start feeling a sense of relief and joy and happiness within, then this is a beautiful place to start. And I will put the link for the introductory call in the description box below. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I would love to hear what you are taking away from it. So if you have found any value in it, drop that in the comments below. And with that, I will see you in the next video. Bye.